What's up, guys? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. Welcome to my channel. First of all, if you're new here, check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. I would like to introduce and hopefully understand and help streamline a little bit something called the vertical diet. Obviously, that is going to be Stan Efferding's approach. I do not own this diet. I'm just trying to share information. There is a couple of gentlemen on the internet that helped me with some information. I will shout out their channels in the description below, but I was still a little bit confused, so I did my best to go a little bit further. Unfortunately, I could not afford the $100 investment just to get like the breakdown on the macros and understanding things. So I did my best to put it together, not to leave anything out, and I'm going to give you an overview first of all of what it includes and how I tried to streamline the process. So I will say, first of all, I've been kind of following it for like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I got really stuck in the system of basically just eating a lot of freaking steak, some of the vegetables, and I was just like bouncing around all over the place. Today, I got really specific and I actually meal prepped 100%. And I will say, even following it over the last few weeks or month, I'm eating between like 3,000 and 4,000 calories a day, and I will say my strength gains are up, although that could be attributed to just using more weights and stuff like that. My squat just hit 400 pounds, my deadlift's at 550, my bench, I don't want to talk about that, I had a shoulder replacement, and that sucker will not get up to 300 for the life of me, but it's probably coming soon. But I'm definitely seeing some good results compared to where I started. Where I started before I started my program, by the way, I am a personal trainer if you're looking for online assistance or in-person personal training. My program started, my bench was 280, stayed there. I'm pushing for 300, I'm not really wanting anything less. I know I have something in between there. My deadlift was at 480. And my squat was at 300. So I'm up 100 pounds on my squat, I'm up 70 on my deadlift, and my bench is still stubbornly staying right where it's at. And that's okay, because I'm waiting for that 20-pound jump. I know I got 285, 295, something in me, but I'm not willing to do it. And that's just my focus for this. The reason I'm saying that, and you're probably like, dude, shut up. Okay. If you are doing the vertical diet, chances are you're probably doing it for one of two reasons, either strength gains or mass gains. And I'm doing it for basically both, and I have seen substantial development in both, okay? My chest, you can't see it, but my chest is a lot bigger, my arms are fuller. Granted, I'm following a pretty strict program too. So, but I don't feel hungry, I don't feel bloated. It's definitely working on that sense. So yeah, let's get into it, and I apologize again. Now, I'm a 240-pound guy, okay? I'm not focused on losing weight during this process or anything. All I'm focusing on is strength and mass. That's it, okay? And my body fat's probably pretty high right now. I'm not necessarily worried about the body fat percentage, so if you're doing that, maybe you want a little less carbohydrates. I'm also an endomorph, obviously. I'm a bigger guy naturally. I put on fat really fast and I put on muscle really fast. It's just like an in-between. So my carbohydrates, the number I'm shooting for is like 25-ish% of my total intake. If you're an ectomorph, maybe 55%. If you are a mesomorph, maybe about 40% would be good for you. Now, this is the first way you do it. First of all, the vertical diet is including the basic principles are going to be the things like the cranberry juice, the orange juice, I'm going blank here, hold on. The strawberries, the chicken stock or the bone broth, the Greek yogurt, the eggs, the potato, the spinach, zucchini, bell pepper, carrots, and things like that. These are going to be all your micronutrients. You want to get those out of the way first. A lot of people will, and this is, I'll shout out his video because he really helped me, and I watched a lot of his videos. The gentleman's YouTube that I watched, I don't know if he currently makes any videos anymore, but the videos that he made were actually really good, and I appreciated them. So he talked about basically don't be on a steak and rice diet. And it's very easy to do that because it's easy to eat the steak and you want to make sure you're getting that protein in. And in the beginning, I was actually focused on eating about a pound of steak a day. And then I was eating about 3 shakes. And I quit that. I'm all 100% bison now, starting in the crock pot for tomorrow. That's going to be my entire day's meals right there. Now, I know I'm kind of blabbing, but I'm trying to be as comprehensive as possible because there's not a lot of information out there. Now, remember, I'm a 240-pound guy, so my focus right away is to get the macronutrients out of the way. So I'm going to give you a basic outline. If you're wanting exact numbers, which I don't have, I don't understand exactly the exact numbers for every single person. The information I got between Stan Efferdine on his videos, and I've watched tons of them. And he has a pretty good outline video, and I'll put that in the link in the description below. He basically kind of taps on everything without giving you too much information, and then you kind of have to pull and piece everything together without buying the program. Now, I think I got the gist of it, and the reason is because of the way it's being said by so many different people. You really can, if you know a little bit about macros, you can pull everything together and really get a better understanding. So the first thing is you want to get, for me, it's 2 cups of carrots, 1 potato, 4 cups of spinach, 1 medium zucchini, 1 whole red bell pepper, 6 ounces of orange juice, 1 cup of strawberries, 8-ounce cup of cranberry juice. Now, the orange juice and the cranberry juice are going to be actual juices. These are not going to be from concentrate. So remember that. You got to go to like Whole Foods or Sprouts or something like that to get them, and they're kind of expensive and they're nasty. Chicken stock, I'm doing 3 cups, or you could do bone broth, same thing. You're going to get a lot more protein, so make sure you're factoring in your macros. 1 cup of Greek plain whole yogurt. And I guess I could have gone non-fat, but I tend to stick with Whole Foods because they put junk in place of it. And then 2 large eggs, and I have 2 pounds. Now, I'm not even going to stop right there, okay? Everything from top to bottom that I just said, minus the word that I said 2 pounds, is everything that you need to get in first, okay? So create a sheet just like this. You have your food, your amount of food, calories, carbs, proteins, fats, and fibers. Fibers are important because you need to take a crap. If you're not taking a crap, you're going to get bloated, and you need to make sure all of this food is inside you, but also is coming out of you. So make sure that you do that all the time. If you do not get your micronutrients first, you're not actually following the vertical diet like everybody else says. You're just a steak and rice diet, and that's not healthy for anybody, especially considering it'll just be steak and white rice, so you're not getting any fiber at all. So that being said, once you get those staples down, basically just work on a decent amount of each. Like if you put a serving towards like 3 or 4 meals of each thing, you're probably going to be okay. I don't think in any way, shape, or form that you can overdo those things, okay? Now, take into consideration, understanding you're not really winging it, you're actually shooting for a 25% endomorph, 55% ectomorph, or 40% mesomorph carbohydrate percentage of your carbohydrate of total caloric intake. Okay, so let me screw that up a little bit more in a different way. Your total carbohydrates for me would be 25%, okay? So taking that into consideration, as long as I don't go over that amount with those staples in the beginning, I'm perfectly fine. Now that, and you won't go over it no matter pretty much what you do. I mean, you can hear that I have a substantial amount of everything, no problem. I will say that I didn't need much more carbohydrates after that. So the fillers, after you're done with that, Now, what I did was I filled all that out. See that little squiggly line? That's where I stopped because those are all my basics. I went over and I did my calculations. I came up with my calculations here, and that's the top line, veggies and miscellaneous. It was 1,107 calories, 159.5 carbs, 71 protein, 22 fat, and 29.9 fiber. The reason I did that was because I wanted to see where I was. The steak would be the second thing that you add. The steak, the bison, the lamb, the lean ground beef, whatever it is that you can do. Obviously, you want to stay away from poultry and stuff like that because he suggests that this has much more nutrients, whether it's B12, whether it's creatine, whether it's whatever that you're focused on the vertical diet for, and that's your own scenario. Then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to add in your protein. Okay, so you're going to grab your protein. For me, it came out really good. These are the bison packages right here, okay? The bison packages, hopefully this doesn't leak everywhere. The bison package came out to 4 ounces per serving, 200 calories per serving. One of these has 4 servings, that's a pound. So the total came out to 800 calories. Well, I realized it was 88 grams of protein when I was done and 44 grams of fat. So I was like, I calculated all my stuff and I thought I was going to get away with 1 pound of bison. It wasn't. It was exactly 2 pounds of bison. 2 pounds of bison ground, 90% lean, 10% fat, okay? And it came out to $5 a pound. It wasn't bad. I was like perfectly okay with that, to be honest. And because I've never tried bison, so I'm pretty excited about it. And also, according to the United States Federal, Drug Administration, there is never, ever, ever allowed any antibiotics or hormones pumped into bison, which is really cool. So that's kind of a super plus. Now, you're going to take that top number, okay, of all your veggies and miscellaneous stuff, get that first, okay? Get that foundation first. Then you're going to put your protein. So that's what I did here. If you look here, I added up 1 package of bison, came out to that number, and I was short. It came out to lower than what I needed it to. And I was like, okay, crap, I don't know exactly what's going on here. So I had to fix it. So I added in another one. Now, once you got your protein and you have your basics, which is basics first, then your protein, 1 gram of per pound of body weight, which is 240 something grams for me. I went with, it was like 248.8, so it was 8.8 over, no big deal. That being said, the next thing that you're going to do is add in your rice. That's it. That's the only thing that you got left. So you have your basics, then you have your meat, your protein, and you're going to get proteins and carbs throughout the top half too. So remember that. That's why you want to factor them in 3 different brackets. Your basics, your protein, and then your rice is a filler just to meet your carbohydrate and calorie intakes. So it came out really interesting for me. Mine was literally only a half a cup of rice. That's it. So a lot of people will think, for some reason, I need to eat 10 pounds of rice, blah, 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 blah. 25%. My carbs were already 160. I only got them up to just past that. It was like what was it? Shoot, here, come here. Let's see. So carbs, 159 plus 72, whatever that comes out to. I can figure it out real quick. So, and I did not figure this out yet. Hold on 1 second. So 72, the protein was 6, because I did not do the last calculation because everything came in order and I was doing it on my fat is 0, 0. So this is going to be my total exact number right now, you guys. Okay, so I know. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I am getting this done as fast as I can. Okay, my exact macros, and that was just one last calculation. I apologize for that. I know you're probably doing something, okay? I'm just trying to make this as easy to understand as possible because I'm ADHD, I'm bipolar, I'm all over the place, scatterbrained, and I really wanted to make a video that would help as much as possible. So I really hope this helps. Stan Efferding, don't kill me. You're a big dude. But you've done amazing things, and I'm really thankful of all of this. By the way, go check his website out. He meal preps, he's got this Monster Mash stuff. It's really cool. So it comes out to 3,027 calories a day. 221 carbs, which puts me right about that 25%. 254 grams of protein, 100 grams of fat, and 29.9 grams of fiber. Now, you might be wondering, the first question that I probably should have answered, and I just realized it, was how do I know how many calories to eat? So, first of all, it all depends on your training. I have always, so this is kind of like a reverse diet approach. I'm a personal trainer. What I like to do is see how many calories I can pump into somebody first before gaining weight. Now, my caloric deficit number usually used to be about 1,800. My BMR, my basal metabolic rate, the number of calories in which I need to sustain life just to stand here, is about 1997 to 2000. So somewhere around there. And that's not a perfect number, but that's what it comes out to if you put it in the calculation. Just type in BMR calculator and it'll come up, and you put in your age and stuff like that, and it'll tell you. At rest, your BMR will come up there. So for me, when I train with my height, weight, and age and everything, when I train the way I'm training, to be able to sustain where I'm at, it's about 3,000 calories a day, like 3,102 or something like that. So I put myself at about 3,000 calories, and I've gradually came up there, and I don't gain weight at that, which is actually pretty nice. I don't know how far I could take it, but realistically, it gets more expensive the more you eat. So it's kind of like, do you want? And the reason a lot of people will take their calories so high, including myself, is because then when you do try to cut weight, you don't have to cut much calories, and you're still getting plenty of food, you're still getting plenty of proteins, you're still getting plenty of like micronutrients and macronutrients, and you're feeling full, and you're not feeling like deprived or anything like that, and you're having plenty of energy for lifting or bodybuilding or strength training or whatever it is that you're focusing on. So that's the reason I try to get my calories as high as possible, because eventually I will try to cut body fat. And then to do so, I'll have to cut out some calories. So hopefully I won't have to get down to like 1,500 or 1,800 or anything like that. I can cut all the way down and still be losing weight at 2,700 calories, 2,500 calories, which will be really nice. I'm trying to think of anything else that I need to cover. I did put everything in the crock pot. Okay, I put my chicken stock, I put my zucchini, I put my spinach, I added some seasoning, I put my red bell pepper, I put my bison, I put everything, kind of just mixed it up and everything. And basically what I'm going to do is, he talks a lot about nutrient timing. I think he kind of tries to put a spin on it, but it's basically just nutrient timing. He says, you know, try to eat most of your carbohydrates, most of your carbohydrates around training, which if you do bodybuilding or anything like that, or if you're in the fitness industry, you already know that's something that you should be focusing on. If you are that type of body style, which I am, I really can't have carbohydrates all hours of the day or whatever. It would be focused around training so that I'm depleted afterwards and they don't get stored as fat. So what I'm going to do, I have the rice and everything, and I would assume that my rice is going to settle and everything. So after and before training, I'm going to scoop to the bottom, get most of the rice out, and that's how I'll do it. And the reason I did it like this is because I sit this, and I went and got this today. I'll put one in the link in the description below. Crock pots are super cheap and super cool. This is my first one ever. But I'll put it in the link in the description below. And then literally throughout the day, all I have to do is scoop from it, because you know what's going on. We're home so much lately. But even if you're not at home, you could even get one that has a locking top, and I'll put one on in the link in the description below. That has a locking top. Bring it to work with you. Throw it in a freaking big bag or something like that. You could even put it in Tupperwares, mix it throughout the day. you could make this and you could put it in 4 Tupperwares like these guys. I'll put some of these guys in the description below. Like, it's really that easy, you guys. And here's the reason I feel that it is so beneficial. My protein's high. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about what am I going to get throughout the day, because as long as I eat continuously throughout the day and try to get most of the carbohydrates, whether it's through the Greek yogurts, whether it's through things like the cranberry juice, whether it's through the oranges, I try to time all of those things. The potato, I'll grab the potatoes after I train and make sure I refill my glycogen stores at that point. I hope this information helped you guys. I just say that because it's been really difficult trying to figure this out. I'm an Atkins guy at heart, and I know that one pretty well. So this is a new whole ball game to me, and I've dove into it for like the last 3 or 4 weeks and really tried to learn as much as I possibly can. So hopefully, if you guys learned something, maybe you could share it with me, maybe you could share it with others. If you're following it and it works good for you, please let me know in the description below. You guys have a beautiful day. Be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay on track. And please, I'm not religious, but say a prayer for my son. I lost my son recently at 18 years old, and it's been a very interesting adaptation process. So I wish you guys all the best with whatever your healthy journey is. Have a good day.